Greetings from Low World, everyone. This is Tifa's Revenge. Welcome back to Let's Play Lord of the Rings PC for DOS by Interplay. Last we left off, we were in the underground of Lorien here. There was this bird that was behind this rubble, crying, "Gandalf! Gandalf!" Well, we gotta find a way to get him out of that rubble. And we got more brimstone over here. If we go that way, that takes us back to Moria. And then if we go across this bridge here, we get the vision of the Witch King of Angmar again, saying, "You shall not pass," just like Gandalf. Only he's not as bad up. He's just more like a freaking screech than anything. I don't even remember if he actually talks in the movies. I don't think so. But anyway, there was this part of the map over here that I hadn't explored. This leads to a forge here that was made by the dwarves of Khazad-dûm or Moria. There's all kinds of like dwarven rooms that decorate the place. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my leader to be John Rhys Davies for one specific reason. If we look at his spells right now, he has 2 melons, Elbereth, Sign of Seven, and Thorondor. But if we approach this forge here, watch what happens. This is the old side of the forge. The metal seems greatly aged, but the small furnace is still intact. Alright, so what that just did is that just gave us a word of power. So if we look at his magic now, he now has a word of power called Durin. So what you want to do is you want to use that word of power to free the bird over here. The other way you could free the bird is also to use Durin's pick if you have it, but since I don't have it, this is the only other way. And he basically gives you a clue that there's a werewolf in Radagast's place later on in the game, so that's all you really need to worry about there. Now, you wouldn't have gotten the Durin word of power down here if you had not gotten Durin's axe earlier. You would have gotten a message saying, you got to go back to Moria and get it. Alright, so now we can't get back out. We still have to use the swan-shaped key to escape. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that on Spicule here, also known as Celeborn or Celeborn. And now we're out. And now it's nighttime in Lorien here, so it's a bit dark. Now, one big mistake that I made off screen is I had saved my game after I had gotten through. So, and there's really no way you can actually recover save games unless you physically back up the file. So, over here, what I had done is I had gone through the Mirror of Galadriel. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. But anyway, long story short, that quest had already been triggered. I already had gotten some lunar dew from the river, and now I've got all 5 items. So this is the other place you can get stuff here. Actually, not here, but it's down back where we were beforehand. So what we want to do is we want to basically make our way out of Lorien here, or out of Caras Galadon. We're still in the Lorien Golden Wood, mind you. And then there's this hut right here where we can talk to this dude. His name is Malkir. Let's see, can we recruit him? Yes, we can, in fact. So after you've gone through the, not the 5 items quest, but after you've talked to Galadriel, she basically gives us permission to use any of our elven fighters. So any of the guards we can pretty much use. So now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little bit more exploring over on this side. And there's not much else down here. But if we go up this way, this is where we can actually leave Lorien. Now, if you've gotten the 5 items, be prepared for the most awesome glitch in the world that happens right here. So Galadriel seems pleased that you have recovered all the 5 objects, and now we're more prepared for our quest. And now she asks if you're ready to depart or not. Now what you want to do is you want to keep hitting no. And now pay attention to your stats here. 31 life, 31 endurance, luck 76, and will 71. Now if we go off screen and repeat, she says the same thing again. And if you hit no again, look at that, you get the stat boost again. So you could just keep on spamming the heck out of this and raise your stats all the way up to as high as they can go, which actually is a soft limit of, I think it's, 100. So what I'm going to do is, off screen, I'm going to exploit this glitch to the best of my ability, and we'll see what our stats become. So I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back everybody. Looks like we have pretty much finished grinding up all of our stats using that exploit here, and we've got 100 endurance, 100 life, 100 luck, and 100 will. And yes, this does actually break the game a bit, but that's sort of what we want because we're getting to the end of this game. So with that being said, we are now prepared to head off to the fortress of Dol Goldur up north instead of going down to Rohan. So we want to say yes. This is truly the darkest peril of all. Elbereth, protect thee. And she goes on and says stuff about Orome, and she even gives you 2 words of power, I believe. One of them is Orome. And I believe she also gives us some hints on seeking out Radagast. He's basically a wizard that'll aid us. He's a bit goofy, but hey, he was from The Hobbit. He was awesome. We shall meet again, Ring Bearer. And because of said glitch, for some reason she's not offering me a whole bunch of limited spread. So now, this is now the point of no return. Once you have talked to her and said yes, you cannot go back without actually hacking the game and or using the debug teleports or whatever. So we are now in the land of Roscobel, I believe. Yeah. Oh no, Roscobel is Radagast's abode. And now Celeborn says, I doubt I shall go much further with you. I believe I still have some Lemdus. You had best take it now. Okay, so off screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange my party's inventory. So let me just save the game real quick. Because Celeborn, basically, or Celeborn, he's going to be leaving. So let me pause off screen, get my inventory sorted out, and I'll show you guys what I've done in a minute. Hey. And welcome back, everybody. So off screen, I also did a bit of inventory management. I got rid of those 5 items and plus a bunch of other useless items that we're no longer going to need over here in Dol Goldur area, which is the last area of the game. So I'm not sure if the pick is still useful or the shovel, so I'm holding on to those, but the 5 quest items, you don't need those anymore either. And plus, I also got rid of everything that was on Celeborn here and moved him to Mount Kier. He came with a bow, so I just traded him all the rest of the other stuff that Celeborn there was wearing. So now what we want to do is we want to go head northbound and just follow the road here. If you try traversing through the forest, then you might end up getting lost. It's just easier to follow the road this way. Now remember what that brown bird said only a few minutes ago. This section of Mirkwood is more lively. There's lots of animals, singing birds, squirrels, etc. Pleasant place. So that tells you that we're getting close to where Radagast lives. And now we're in a small garden. So if you guys remember from The Hobbit, Radagast's home, it's pretty much an animal house. And no toga parties intended. It's not that animal house. Oh, that was a good one. That being said, so we want to actually explore this place a bit and see if we can find Radagast, who will aid us, as Galadriel instructed. So over here, there's a few cages, and I believe there's a few wolves that you can fight over here, or you can avoid them. They're not that hard to kill. And guess who it is? In this chamber, a wizard dressed in brown sits on a chair, eyeing a brown bird that is caged. So the quest has come to me at last. Alas, Radagast and his home has seen better days. Well, here's a hint. This is not the real Radagast. Yes, you can recruit him if you have enough party members to do so, or you could dismiss your existing party members. But what we want to do is talk to him about a few things. Like we can, he even denounces poor Gandalf. That is nothing like what he's supposed to be. So, in some versions of this game, I thought you could just say werewolf and then he would turn into a werewolf. But it turns out in this version, what you want to do is just straight out attack him. You know! Arrgh! He turns into the werewolf of London. Now, Radagast, the fake Radagast as a werewolf, I think he has like about 30 HP. He's not very big of a threat, but if you had been fooled beforehand and you actually recruited him, he would eventually turn into a werewolf and turn against you. So, that's why we're attacking now. Because he's an imposter. An impostore. And yes, my wife in the background was saying, "You shall not pass." That being said, let's just finish him off. Oh, 3 points of damage. He's not even that strong. You call that a werewolf? Bye-bye. The werewolf lies dead upon the ground. The bird in the cage is chattering frantically. Free me! Free me! Well, what? You want us to free you? Well, let's just go ahead and do so. We don't have a key for this cage here, so what we could do is we could just pick the lock. The bird flies from the cage, surrounded in earthly brown light, and now we have found the real Radagast, the Brown. Saruman tricked me, and when I learned of his deceit, he cast a mighty enchantment upon me. He placed my essence in the form of 100 brown birds and scattered them across Middle-earth. He would not have been able to do so except for my love of Middle-earth made him part of me that welcome that spell, blah, 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 blah. I'll help you on your quest. So, now that we have the real Radagast, I don't believe you can talk to him. All you can do is recruit him. So, because Celeborn here is actually going to be leaving, I'm just going to downright dismiss him and then recruit Radagast in his place. That being said, now let's check out Radagast and see how badass he is. He doesn't have a whole lot of endurance or life at 28, but that's still pretty decent for a normal game. 20 strength, 54 dexterity. Again, not bad, but let's look at his magic. Vine Crush. That's a really good spell to have in this late game. Illuminate, obviously, lights up darkness. Counter magic is pretty decent too. And Healing Hand. Now, that's what's interesting. I never actually knew that he had a Healing Hand. Oh, now we ran into his wolves. I would have thought that he would have calmed the wolves down, but apparently there's a bug. Either that or these wolves were actually charmed by that werewolf imposter, so let's kill him. Aw, poor doggy. kind of bad putting these poor wolves out of their misery. Because, you know, Radagast, he loves all creatures. You know? We have to save the animals. Oh, no, wait. This isn't Super Metroid. So, with that being said, let's go back downstairs, and then we're going to head back out. And we're going to go back to the path. Now, if you had recruited the fake Radagast here, you would have gotten a different message saying that all the animals were all scattering about, and then the fake Radagast would have been like, alas, something has happened to my home, etc. He's totally freaking faking it, though. So, yeah. We're going to start heading back. Fun galore, isn't it now? So, now we're back at the crossroads. The south road. The road to the south. Impassable. Absolutely impossible to pass. Impassable. Oh, guess who? It's Golem.
Yes, my precious.
And with Golem here, you can recruit him if you want to, but first you gotta capture him by using the Word of Power. I believe the Realm Word of Power is what helps you capture him. So let me see who has that one. Yeah, here we go. Arom and Melian, those are the two words of power that we got from Galadriel. So if you use Arom, no, it's not Arom. Is it Melian? Wait. Come on. Oh wait, maybe I needed to have the trigger activated. I could have sworn this worked. There we go.
Elves! They put curses on us. They, my precious, and poor little Smeagol all alone. Kill the hobbits.
Well, you can recruit him if you want to, but I'm not going to because he wasn't really canon in Fellowship of the Ring. So, we can do without him. And the other thing is if you keep going down this road and you have somebody who has perception in your leader, you get a warning here that says that the orcs are about to spot you on the open road. So let me just save the game first, and let's see what happens if you keep going down this road. Your heart stops. They've seen you. A huge winged beast fly from the Tower of Goldur, bearing the ring and its bearer to Mordor. Game over. You lose. Thank you for playing. The end. That being said, let's restore our old game, and I think before I restore the old game, I'm going to call it a video. So what will we ever get to Dol Goldur? What about Golem? What can we do with him? Should we just leave him there, or should we actually, would it have been a better idea to pick him up? Well, you'll have to wait till next time to find out. Till then, this is T for Revenge signing.